back to the Red Dirt Road podcast. We are back in black. Marsha Farnsworth, Breitenbach. How's it going?
Going well. Same old. Another day, another dollar. Just Wednesday night, and looking forward to it. How's it been?
Fall, November.
Yeah.
Got those kind of vibes.
Oh yeah.
I've been recently digging into, before Halloween, got into the Children of the Corn franchise.
Ooh. Damn, that's creepy. That's some.
I
Have you
like it.
liked it?
I like those old horror movies.
The old slasher thrillers, sorta.
Yeah,
That
they're
sort of thing.
not super graphic. I watched the first one last year, and then I watched the first six this year. And then the video, I got the Fubo TV, and they have the first seven of them on there. So I'm gonna watch. I got one more. The first two I would recommend, definitely the first one to anyone. The second one, if you like the first one at all, the first two are pretty good. Goes downhill after that. 3, 4, and 5 are okay. 6 is bad. I watched 6 last night. It's just bad, really bad.
Oh, really bad.
Oh,
Yeah, that's the problem. You run the risk of running a long film franchise, and it gets burnt out. You can tell they run out of things to write about, or maybe they write about something that they think is going to do well, but then just does horribly.
Yeah. It's run its course.
Yeah, I don't know. I've heard that about the Friday the 13th series, but I haven't even begun to watch that.
I'll have to dig into that next year.
Next year, yep.
Definitely. So my next broken heart, we are getting into today, the song. Next week, we'll get into the music video. Great song. Obviously, we'll get into the everything about it and then what we think about it. So the song is it's co-written by obviously the country music duo Brooks and Dunn. It was released in September 1991 as the second single from the debut album Brand New Man, which actually was released before that in August off the album, but then it was released later as a single. It was their second straight number one single on the country charts, and it was written by Kix Brooks, Ronnie Dunn, and Don Cook, same people who wrote Brand New Man. Don Cook was phenomenal country writer, was in a lot of these early Brooks and Dunn songs. There's a music video to accompany it, which we will get into next week. It peaked at number 1 on the U.S. Hot Country chart and number 3 on the Canadian Country chart and number 63 on the U.S. Country year-end chart. There is a reboot version from their 2019 album Reboot in March 2019. Brooks and Dunn released a re-recorded version of My Next Broken Heart featuring the neo-traditional country artist Jon Pardi. The track was the third to be released from the third single to be released from Brooks and Dunn's upcoming album Reboot, which was released in April 2019. It says, whereas several guest vocalists on Reboot worked with Brooks and Dunn to update the songs they were appearing on, Jon Pardi was adamant about not changing a single thing about My Next Broken Heart, as he was a big fan of the original version, which is pretty cool because, hey, listen to the song, it's a great song, why not just not change it? So this is my breakdown of this song. So it's kind of an interesting song the way it's constructed. It has basically 2 verses and then 2 choruses, which is kind of strange. It's got a 15-second kind of funky honky-tonk intro. And then the first verse talks about the narrator being with a girl, and then she shoots him down. He finds himself a, quote, brand new friend, new girl. He is then headed down that road again to his next broken heart. He goes right into the next verse. Narrator says that he can't tell if he's happy or sad when he's with a girl because she's taught him how to hurt so well, and he'll be working on his next broken heart. And goes into the first chorus. Narrator finds himself a new girl who, quote, wants what's left of me. And then it's got a little breakdown and then goes into the second chorus. So, what do you think about the song, Alex?
I liked it. And I don't want to spoil the music video, but definitely watch the music video. That's all I'm going to say for it. And I really did like this song. It's a great follow up to Brand New Man. It's still got that sort of honky tonkish vibe to it, and I love the title of this song, My Next Broken Heart, and I love the way that they play with it here because that's something that's unusual in my opinion. I've like going out and we're headed down the road again. I'm working on my next broken heart. Now that is some interesting lyrics in my opinion because it's like he wants to work on getting his heart broke again, and that it's kind of the glass is half empty, but the glass is also half full because he's looking at what this presumably this girl has done to him, and he's hurting. You taught me how to hurt so well, like you said, and so he's really really down. But at the same time, he's optimistic. He's still really fragile and like broken down, but he's optimistic. That he's working on his next broken heart because there's one that he met in the bar that wants what's left of me. And this is not a really long song at all, but and it's very interesting the way you mentioned the structure, having two choruses at the end of the song and not really having a verse in between them. Now, I would have thought that it would be more traditionalist, but they changed it up here, and I thought that was pretty cool. And the like I I think that in spite of the fact that as I said, he's really down, but then again, he knows his part. He knows that this is how the game goes. As he said, he's again, I'll play this game that I can't win, and I'll be somebody's fool again. And that right there is just the classic symbolism of how love is. How love is. Love is tough. Like especially when you play the game of love, you get your heart broke, and you pick yourself back up, and you'll find another one, but the hurting sucks. And this song is as much about the hurting sucking as it is about him being wanting to find a new one. And that's my spiel. I thought this was a good song. I thought the lyrics were interesting. Not entirely sure if I thought it was superior or anything like to anything that we've seen, but it was certainly an interesting song that is definitely worth a listen. And the music video, which we'll get to next week, definitely worth a watch.
I think this is a phenomenal song. Yeah, I mean the lyrics don't really blow you away because it's not a super long song or super deep, but it does the job. It's got that really good title, My Next Broken Heart, the way they play on that. And I don't think it's really a pessimistic or kind of depressing kind of song either, because it's like, everyone kind of goes through that really until you find the person that you're with for, forever, for, a super long time. A lot of times you're in these little relationships and it's kind of like that. It's like, you're always going to be, kind of looking for your next broken heart. That's what it kind of feels like. It's like you're in all these relationships and you're like, none of these are working. But you know what? You're
Yeah.
still looking for someone else. So it does kind of feel like very relatable. Kind of feels like sometimes you're looking
Amen.
for your next broken heart.
Definitely. I think that is spot on right there. I think it's unorthodox. It's not about a breakup. It's not about loving somebody, but it's about the hurt. And not necessarily just about the hurt, but the process that you go through. Because again, this is about this guy's friend taking him out for a night on the town to try and get him off his butt because he's sitting down, he's all depressed and stuff. And this is the what I think is the genius of Brooks and Dunn here is playing on that unorthodox but yet real feeling that you get because that happens. And like the when you play the game of love, you win and you lose. And then again, there's that intermediary period that you have in between where you don't know if you're ever going to make it through this.
Yep. Yeah. I would just conclude by saying it's a top tier Brooks and Dunn song, great song. And like I said, I think on the last podcast or one of these last ones, I said, Brooks and Dunn's top tier to me is very big. They have a ton of great songs, in my opinion. So this one's in that top tier. It's hard for me to really compare it to Brand New Man. I think it's, kind of the same as far as quality, very similar.
I tend to think, yeah, it's similar, and well, I'll tell you why it's similar because they don't have a difference in that everybody who wrote Brand New Man wrote this song, if I'm correct. So it's not like there's no surprise there, like in my opinion, because I went in kind of okay, this better be good, this better be as good, if not better, than Brand New Man, and that I wasn't disappointed. I'll say that I wasn't disappointed, but it like I don't think it's surpassed Brand New Man because you can't necessarily beat Brand New Man, but I'd say it's on the same level, and I think you're right.
Yeah, no, I don't think it surpassed Brand New Man. It's probably on the same playing field. And then, there's some other heavy hitters in this album. Like Neon Moon and Boots Good Boogie. Those ones are the ones they do surpass these ones. These are really good quality songs, number one on the country charts. But then you got ones like Neon Moon that they go number one, but then also like they're generational.
Yeah.
No one's gonna forget those. No one's gonna forget Neon Moon. I guarantee you.
Amen to that. That's a good.
So one last thing before we wrap up this episode, any search on or any results come in, any emails for the intern?
Dude, I haven't found any emails yet.
No hits
from anybody. I will check again later on today, but I so far have not got a hit for the intern. Still looking for an intern. If you're interested, please email me, alex.brightonback@gmail.com. We want you to be our social media representative, our social media intern.
We want you to post stuff. If you can spell his name.
Yeah. It's BREITN.
Don't tell them.
BAC. Yeah. It's
You have to just guess what it is and send a million emails and guess how it's spelled.
Amen. Yeah. That's what I feel like every time I go to to like get my COVID test or whatever, and they ask me, name please. Yeah, Alex Breitenbach. Okay, Mr. Breitenbach. Hi, how you doing? No. Breitenbach. Like, how do you spell that? And then I have to go through it. It's a whole process every time.
All right, that is My Next Broken Heart song review. Come back next week. Hopefully, have a guest on here doing